Hey guys, welcome to an episode of Rotors Magazine. My name is Kenny McKee, and this video is going to be a little bit different than a typical video, mostly in honor of Rotors Magazine reaching 20,000 subscribers. I want to say thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for subscribing and helping us out and helping us accomplish our dream and our goal. But I want to make this video that be a little bit different, not about cars, more about life. And I feel like when you get to a certain point in your life of where you want to be in things, you need to always take a step back from where you are and look at the people that help you get there, the people that are around you. And this is kind of my version of doing that. This is more than just Rotors Magazine. This is more or less my entire life. But I want to give you guys a little more of a peek into my own personal life. So if you don't know me already, or my own history, I'll give you just a slight little recap. Right now I work full-time at a video production studio producing videos, not Rotors Magazine stuff, like a whole slew of videos, more specifically a high school character enrichment program called The Harbor by Jostens. If you want to look it up, you can. It's on YouTube. I'm with the studio that I'm grateful to be with a whole bunch of great dudes. But before that, I worked at I ran a very, very large wedding video company called Complete Weddings and Events for 2 years. I was the post-production video manager, so I was in charge of overseeing all the editing for the entire corporation. At 22 is when I started doing that job. Before that, I worked at a shop called Humble Performance. Humble Performance is a tiny shop in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's pretty well known in the Honda industry. I started working there just as a little media dude making $200 a week, just kind of doing things here and there, and then kind of built up over time and built up reputation with time. And then before that, I played college baseball for 4 years. So I went to Washburn University in Topeka, Kansas. Before that, Bellevue University in Omaha, Nebraska. And then before that, Neosho County Community College in Chanute, Kansas. I graduated from Sapulpa High School in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and played baseball there as well. That's how I had a baseball scholarship from Sapulpa, Oklahoma, and went to play college baseball, and then pursued everything I wanted to basically during college. My grandparents passed away when I was 22 years old. My grandparents are the people who raised me. My mom didn't raise me. She couldn't afford to raise me at the time, so my grandparents took me in and raised me from 0 to basically 23 years old. I lost my grandmother when I was 23, but she was already in a nursing home before that. I lost my grandfather when I was 22 years old. So my parents are gone, whatever, but that's no big deal. I'm super grateful for them. They taught me a lot of things, work ethic, all that stuff. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm trying to get a sob story. I'm moving on from that. That's not even relevant. But I think that when you get to a point in your life, you have to look back and see how you got to the place you were. And I kind of did that recently, because I went back home for the first time in a long time. So you saw my little vlog. If you haven't already, it'll be suggested, whatever. But I went back home and kind of looked back at my own life and thought about where I was and where I was thinking I was going to be when I was 16, 17 years old. And now I'm 24. I'm looking where I am now. I'm way farther than I thought I'd ever be. So I've compiled a list of 5 different types of people that I think that will change your life, and personally changed my life over time. And if you can see yourself in some of these people, that's cool. Hopefully you do see yourself as one of those people in someone else's life. If not, look at your own life and see what those 5 people are. And if after this video, after you watch this video, please send them a message, do whatever, say thanks for being a part of my life, thanks for doing whatever you did. And yeah, because I don't think as a society we're grateful enough for what we do or who we have around us. And I think we should really take a look at where we are and who we have around us and give thanks. So we'll start this off. This is 5 points. And the first one is the people that doubt you. And this is a little bit off the weird start, but it'll get better, I promise. But the people who doubt you. So everyone has a passion. Everyone wants to do something. Everyone wants to change the world. Everyone wants to do whatever they want to do. But it always seems like if you profess what you want to do, there's always going to be someone that steps up and says, you're not going to do that. That's stupid or whatever. And for me, when I was a freshman in high school, new kid, afraid, wasn't even really from the city. I went to another school and transferred, so I was new to the whole area. I made YouTube videos when I was in middle school and before that. So I was making little stupid YouTube videos. So I make videos like a dude named Corey Williams, Mr. Safety. I made some parody videos of his back in the day. If you're old school YouTube, you know that dude. I made some cool Halo Machinima stuff that was kind of reminiscent of Red versus Blue, because that's what I obsessed over when I was a kid. So I made a whole bunch of cool little Machinima videos, and they're all stupid. You're 13, 14 years old, you're gonna make stupid stuff. But I hit my microphone, sorry. But I went to practice one day, and one of the seniors came up and made fun of me for these videos. And I was like, well, what's wrong with what I want to do? And he's just like, well, you're a loser, blah, blah. I was like, all right, whatever. From that point, I was crushed. I was 15 years old. So I was crushed. I was having fun. That's what I wanted to do. And they literally just destroyed my dreams right there on the spot. So I gave up on video from the time I was 15 to when I turned 19. So there's a 4-year gap between that. So it's funny because by the time that I got back to 19, I started making videos for fun, and from there on, I'll get back to that story later. But another story about people that doubted me was that when I came back from college my junior year for winter break, I had just gotten a job at a wedding video company called Complete Weddings and Events, and I was an editor. And I told one of my family members, like, hey, I'm going to be an editor. I'm doing video stuff. It's really fun. I'm like, oh, really? That's what you're going to do? You're going to be a video editor? That's not even whatever. It's like, oh, is this like a real job? Like making fun of me, whatever. But now they're like I went home like last 2 weeks ago and like, oh yeah, you're doing really good with this video stuff. It's really cool. Like I always believed in you and never doubted you. I'm just like, all right, well, I remember what you said to me. And that never left my mind. The entire time that from the point that I was told that videos were stupid, whatever, to the point now, none of those things left my mind. Those what helped push me forward to do what I wanted to do, because to me, there's no greater feeling than proving somebody wrong. So for all those people that said that video wouldn't work out, videos are stupid, you're not talented, whatever, look at where I am now, and look at all the people that flipped all their sense of what they said. All that matters is that they're projecting their own self-doubt, their own ideas onto you, because they're afraid to pursue what they actually want to pursue. And when you get stuck, basically, you look at all these people that judge you and they doubt you what you do. Look at them 5 years later. They're going to be stuck at a job that they don't want to work at, with people they don't want to be around, in a city they don't want to be in, because they were too afraid to take the leap and figure out what they actually wanted to do, or follow what they wanted to do. They'd rather take the safe job than take what they were passionate about. So that's my little rant on number one. And I'm not going to go super in depth. I can go forever on that, but I'm not going to go on that forever, because I'd rather be on the positive aspects. But that's the first one. The second one, and this is going to be a major shout out and thanks to two people that impacted my life greatly. And those two people are the ones who believe in you. Like I said, there's a doubters, and obviously there's people believe in you. And whenever I was in college playing baseball, my sophomore year, I knew that I wanted to do something in computers. So I was like, I want to be a computer science major. I want to do programming. I want to do all this stuff, because I had a super solid GPA. Came out of high school with a 4.2, 4.3, 3.8 non-extended, and then had the enormous score on the ACT, did all this stuff. I know I was a smart dude. I wanted to do whatever I wanted to do. So I wanted to do computer stuff, because like computer stuff's going to make you more money. It's going to be more fun, whatever. And then I made a video for a college video contest, and it was basically a video that said like, hey, show how your school's the best. And I was like, all right, cool, I can make that. So the iPhone 4S had just come out, had 1080p video, which is amazing for a phone back in 2011. Had 1080p video, and me and my roommate Michael Kirkland went out and shot a little video, and I'll play it across the screen while we're doing this. Shot a little video showing why our school's the best. And my baseball coach, Steve Murray, from Neosho County, saw the video and says, hey, you should make one of those for the baseball team. I go, oh, that'd be pretty fun. He goes, yeah, I can get out 2 days of conditioning. And if you played college baseball, 2 days of conditioning is torture. So I was just like, oh, 100%, I'll 100% do this. So I shot a video for the baseball team, and it was awesome. It's called Together We Will. I'll play a clip for you right here. And it was a really cool video, really cool experience, and I enjoyed it a lot. And from there, I purchased my first DSLR and started making more videos. Like I was a relief pitcher for the team, so like I was the guy that came in, like if our starter was struggling, which our starters rarely struggled. We had an extremely amazing pitching staff, but I would come in if the starters are struggling, come set up the closer would come in and finish the game. So I would pitch probably 6th to 8th inning, give or take, if I pitched. But when I wasn't pitching, because if you're a pitcher, there's a lot of downtime, I was recording video the entire time. And basically, my coach just goes, "What do you want to major in?" I said, "Computer science." He goes, "Are you an idiot? Why are you majoring? Why are you majoring in computer science when this is clearly what you're passionate about?" And then it finally clicked in my head that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do visual. I wanted to do graphic design. I wanted to do video. Like those are the two things that I absolutely 100% wanted to do. And I'm so grateful that Coach Murray was the dude that really led that spark in my mind. Like, I mean, outside of just that, being a baseball player, playing college baseball, that'll shape your life. It shapes the way you approach everything. It shapes the way that you take towards your work ethic. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, everything that you're doing is a reflection of what you want, which work ethic is, who taught you, who raised you, your community, all that stuff. So without that sort of inspiration, without the discipline I learned from playing college baseball, the responsibility, self-accountability, and just downright the passion and following your passion, what it takes to actually reach what you want to achieve, baseball is what that was for me. That's how I learned everything that I've learned, how I approach life, how I approach everything. And Steve Murray was the dude that literally basically said, if you don't pursue video, if you don't pursue graphic design, if you don't pursue anything visual, like you're going to be miserable. So I was just like, all right. So that's when I switched immediately. 19, 20 years old. That's when it clicked finally. I go, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my entire heart and soul into this one thing nonstop forever. So that was when that happened. So the next person that was the one that believed in me was a guy named Alex Pagan. Alex Pagan's a dude that he owns a shop called Humble Performance, and if you know this dude is a super humble dude. Dude came from Puerto Rico not knowing anybody, knowing absolutely nobody. Moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Why would you move to Tulsa, Oklahoma? His older brother was there, but he moved to Oklahoma not knowing anybody and built basically an empire from the ground up. He worked at a call center and then worked at a Honda dealership, and like while he was doing that stuff, he was trying to accomplish his dream of building a race car shop, Humble Performance. So he started with his brother, and they built up a great shop from the bottom up. And this dude is, if you hear his story, you need to hear his story. He's a super humble dude, and he will absolutely inspire you. And all his goal is just basically to build fast shit and then like inspire people. And his message that he tries to get out there is always amazing. Like if you haven't talked to this dude, like I said, find his story, talk to him, find out everything you can. But that's a dude that I was at a point in time in my life whenever I moved back from Omaha from college that I had a whole bunch of bad stuff happen at the time. My grandfather just passed away, so I didn't have any family. I lost my grandmother was in a nursing home. My grandfather passed away, had no family, had relationship problems at the time too. So I lost my girlfriend at the time, and then basically said, I have to get my butt in gear. I have no sort of support system whatsoever, none. So I was like, I have to find a job. So I found a job, living on my own for the first time, like actually on my own, no roommates or anything, and had to find a job. So I found a job at a financial loan company. And so I started giving out like consumer loans to people, basically people that don't deserve loans. I would give out loans to people. And it was really odd to see people that couldn't get by on their own. They were working full-time jobs, and they still couldn't supply for their family, sometimes no fault of their own. And I felt terrible. I felt terrible just watching these people come in day out, getting loans that didn't need it. They'd take out 200 to 500% interest loans. And it killed me from the inside. So I hopped on Facebook one day, and I saw that Alex Pagan put up a post. And I wasn't a follower of Humble Performance at all, really. But he put up a post that just goes, hey, I need someone to come like wash my shop or like come scrub it down every day if anyone needs a job. And I go, I was making $20 an hour at this point. I was like, oh, that's a lot of money. But like, he goes, basically, I'll pay $200 a week to come do this. It's like, I would honestly rather take that $200 a week than be here every week, every day of my life for 40 hours a week, miserable at a job. And that's whenever I learned that money isn't the thing that controls you. It's not at all what it is. Like, you don't need, like, sure, you need money to get by, but like, you don't need copious amounts of money. You don't need that stuff. That's not what makes you happy. For me, it's about making an impact in the world. So I'm so grateful that Alex, when I went to Humble first, they brought me in their arms immediately and treated me like family right off the bat. And I'll never forget them. I every time I go to Tulsa, I always stop by and say hey. But yeah, I'm super grateful for the opportunity I got, because from there, Alex learned that I did video stuff, and that's when I started shooting Humble Performance videos, which are really cool. And from there, I got picked up by a team called Prairie 2 Racing in Virginia. And I go out to Maryland every year and I go shoot really cool videos for drag racing events. And I'm super grateful, because without Alex, I wouldn't have been able to do all that stuff. And honestly, it's some of my most passionate stuff I've made. It's some of the coolest stuff I've ever made. And like I said, I can't say thank you to Alex enough. And he was the one who gave me a lot of perspective on everything, as far as just pursuing your goals and everything. Because this dude literally came from nothing and made something. And this dude puts his absolute everything in everything, and I see him in me and everything that I do. And yeah, so the one that believes in you, those two people, Steve Murray and Alex Pagan, are two dudes that absolutely 100% unabashedly changed my life to the point where there's no way that I can show gratitude. So yeah. So number three is the person that shows you perspective in your life. So I said like Alex Pagan kind of gave me perspective, but there was one point, and this happened recently, that it clicked. It really clicked. And so it was kind of showed a juxtaposition in my own life versus someone else's life. So it was I was at so our company, the company I worked at the time, had a gigantic, every year they have a huge it's called the owners meeting. So all the franchise owners would come in and have a big meeting, discuss sales tactics, new products, things like that. At the wedding company I was at. And I went home for a minute to go get some stuff for the meeting. And when I got back home, there was a dude like walking like through my backyard And I was like, that's really weird. I was like, this is really creepy. It was just some like a tall, lanky black kid. And I was like, that's really odd. And he goes, hey, I need a ride. I was like, why? He goes, my mom just like left. I was like, what? He goes, my mom literally just like, she's not here. She like went to Pennsylvania without telling me. I was like, what in the world are you talking about? He goes, I just need to ride over to my friend's house. And I go, dude, I'm sorry, I can't help you, whatever. And I start walking back to my house, and he goes, no, dude, I seriously need it. I was like, all right, whatever. So we'll hop in the car, and I start driving him to where he needs to go. And I just kind of ask him, like, what's your story? And he goes basically like, grew up poor, didn't have anything, and his dad left him, and he was raised by his grandparents, and then his grandparents passed away, so he moved back to Omaha to live with his mom, and then his mom just left. And I was just like, wow, all right. Like, and the thing is that when I was looking at this dude, I saw a lot of myself. Like, I looked at this dude and said, literally the only thing that changed between his life and my life was like one decision. One thing that wasn't even his fault completely altered the path of his life to the point where, like, in my opinion, like, could have potentially ruined someone that isn't strong. It was bad. So just talking to that dude, I talked to him, literally drove him around for an hour and a half. I was late to the meeting because me and him just talked, because this dude, he had a lot of things that happened to him, and I was just listening to his story and listening to everything that he had to say, and literally just seeing the parallels in my own life and his. And it honestly, like, it's one of those things where obviously you can't judge someone because you don't know their story, but when I learned this dude's story, I was like, this, literally everything I heard was like, that could have been me. Everything that he said could have been me. And it really put my life in the perspective where I am, and that's what made me very grateful for a lot of things that I have and a lot of opportunities that I've had. But I got that kid a job at a local company that I knew somebody, so I hooked him up with a job, and he's doing pretty well from what I understand. But yeah, it was a really interesting perspective. He literally had come from a town to Omaha knowing nobody and only knew his mom, and his mom left, and I was just like, all right, well, yeah. So he really put my life into perspective, and I sorry that I'm really vague in the story. There's a lot of stuff that I don't think he necessarily would want to be public, but yeah. So number 3 is a person that gives you perspective. Find someone that because everyone likes to think that their life is the model for how everyone else's life is, no matter what. Like any sort of like internet debate or anything about, like, if you listen, like, to people talking about people that are poor or people that are different colors or whatever, like, there's a whole slew of things that go into it that no one really thinks about. People go, my life looks like this. So obviously everyone has this opportunity. Like the biggest fallacy that most people make is, if I can do it, you can do it too. And that's not true, because there's a lot of things that happen. I mean, sure, you can, if you have grit, you can battle through anything for the most part. Sure, maybe, but there's no telling of how anyone else has experienced their life. So you need to put that in perspective when you're all high and mighty about how your own life is, because you don't know how other people are going. So, number 4, and this is going to be a weird one, but nonetheless, hear me out. One person will change your life is yourself. Now, obviously, that seems obvious to a lot of people, or maybe it seems like a douchebaggy thing to say, but ultimately, the only person that can change you is you, and that's it. So, I mean, obviously, taking the perspective, everything's going around you, the people that influence you, whatever, cool, but like at the end of the day, the only person that's going to do things for yourself is you. And if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't do whatever, like, you're not going to change anything. A lot of people will watch, like, people on the internet, like Gary Vee or whatever. They'll watch all these inspirational people on the internet, like, be like, hey, go do this, and then they'll never go do it, because they're more content watching other people tell them to be inspired than actually inspiring themselves and going to do things. So I think that ultimately the only person that's going to inspire you to do something is you. And honestly, one thing I'm going to say is that if you want to do something that you're passionate about, do it. Like, there's no reason not to. Just do what you're passionate about, because the thing is, and the funny thing about passion is if you pursue something that you're passionate about, people see that you're passionate about something, and people like things, like people that are passionate about things. That's why people follow people. So if you're passionate about what you do and you really are passionate, you love it, people will follow you and people will take notice. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, it might take you a long time to do it, but people will notice. I promise you that much, because if you're really passionate about whatever, you'll do whatever you can to succeed at it. And yeah, and you're not going to find passion from YouTube video. You're not going to find passion from reading an inspirational book. You're going to find passion within yourself. You're going to find what you want to do. And when you do, just straight up pursue it with everything that you have, everything that you possibly can. Because at the end of the day, for me, my biggest fear in my entire life would be to go to my deathbed and go, I wish that I did this. I wish that I did, not that I did this, but I wish that I at least tried to do this. And in my life, I refuse to have that conversation. I refuse to say, I wish I did this. So anything that I think that I can do or I want to do, I do it. That's it. That's the end of the line. The bottom of the line, if I want to try to do it, I try to do it. I want to try to make a YouTube channel, I try to make a YouTube channel. I want to try to pursue wedding videos. I made wedding videos. I want to try to be a professional baseball player. I tried to be a professional baseball player. Didn't work out, but I tried. Like, I'm okay with that. Yeah, but if you leave yourself any doubt, I promise you, when you're like 60, 70, 80 years old and you look back at what you could have done when you were 20, you're going to regret it. I mean, that's, I literally, I can't tell you how many people I've talked to that have said the same thing already. And they're in that age range and they go, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done this. I could have done this, but I didn't do this. I wish I would have done this and I didn't do this. When you're younger, you might as well do whatever you want to do, because this is the time you can take a risk. So do it. And then number 5 is the ones that will elevate you. These type of people will absolutely 100% change your life. And when I say the people that elevate you, it's having like a core group of friends. So for my group of friends, if you don't know Rotos Magazine, because some of you only kind of have a YouTube channel, Rotos Magazine is a subsidiary of a company called Rotos Incorporated. Myself, my friend Jared Robsky, and my friend Matt Vincent own that company together. So Rotos Inc. breaks down into Rotos Magazine, the YouTube channel, and then Rotos Performance. Rotos Performance is a rotary specific shop, and we're going to be bringing more videos from that shop actually specifically soon. I've been waiting till I got a car that can get back and forth between here and there, and I finally have one, so I'm going to be shooting a lot of videos in the shop soon. We've seen some of the older videos in there, but you haven't seen our new shop yet, and I'm excited to show you guys what our new shop looks like. But if you don't have that core group of support from friends, if you don't build personal relationships with people that can help elevate you, you're gonna miss out on a lot of things. So one interesting thing is that actually yesterday I shot video for Jack Welch's Management Institute, and I was shooting video of Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is a multi-billionaire, and dude had some great words of wisdom. He's super humble, super down to earth. Like, dude's cool. He lives around here in Omaha. And he said something that really spoke to my heart. Actually, this was literally happened yesterday. He said something that spoke to my heart. And the words that he said were, great friends are those who make you better than you would have been without them. Think about that. Great friends are those who make you better than you would have been without them. I'm so lucky that I have people like Matt and Jared and Alex and all these people that have been in my life that have elevated me. Without them, I would not be who I am today. There's no way that I'd be who I am today. I would not be where I am at all. I wouldn't have pursued video if my coach wouldn't have told me, hey, this is what you need to do. I wouldn't have been able to get all the opportunities I've had with video if it weren't for Alex Pagan, like stepping up and letting me just follow his team around and shoot whatever I wanted to shoot and making awesome videos. Like, I wouldn't be here on this YouTube channel. I wouldn't be making this video for our 20,000 subscribers today if it weren't for Matt Vincent coming to me and saying, hey, we need to do this. Because when I promise you, when I first started this, when I first came up with this idea, I posted in the RX-7 community, everyone said that shit wouldn't work. And look where we are now. So, looking back on it, people that doubted you, they're gonna doubt you. Like, you just got to move on, because they're gonna. You can do two things when someone doubts you. You can either pick up and prove them wrong, or you can let them win. And I refuse to let them win. 2, the person that believes in you. The person that believes in you, look for that person. There's definitely someone that believes in you somewhere. If you have an idea you're passionate about, someone's gonna believe in you. And like I said, if you're passionate about something, someone's gonna follow you. The person that gives you perspective. Humble yourself. There's no reason to think that your idea or your own, whatever you have in your own life, is the de facto standard for life of everyone. Just because you did it does not mean everyone can do it. Because if everyone could do it, everyone would do it. I promise you that. And that's not how it works. Number 4, obviously yourself. The only person that can change you is you. Do what you got to do to change yourself. And number 5, find the people that elevate you. That's the most important one, by a landslide. Because honestly, all 4 of those points can be summed up by number 5. Find the person that elevates you. Find the person that elevates you. Because when you find those people, like, surround yourself with people that are better than yourself. That's all I can say, because like I said, I'm so lucky to have surrounded myself with all these people, and without them, I wouldn't be where I am today. So, like I said, I want to give thank you to all these people that have that have helped influence my life. And lastly, I wanted to say thank you to you guys for watching and paying attention to our channel. This is the last, I promise you, the last like non-car related video I'm going to shoot for a while. I'm going straight back to cars, doing whatever. I'm about to start my own build. I'm going to go to Rotorus and shoot some more stuff at Rotorus. But yeah, I want to just take some time out to say thank you, because if you don't, it can be dangerous. It can be detrimental. So without all these people that I've mentioned, all these stories and all these things, I have so many more things I could tell you about. Maybe I'll save that for a later time, but right now, yeah, I just wanted to say thanks. So if you like this video, check out some of these other videos, I guess, but like, this is kind of, that's inappropriate, whatever. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to all these people that have helped me get where I am today. And yeah, so also want to say thank you guys for watching everything and supporting us. Without you guys, I know this wouldn't be possible, obviously. I don't want to sound like one of those basic YouTube people that's just like, oh, I need you guys, thank you guys, and then like whatever. No, like for me, it's like, I'm honestly just gonna make the stuff I want to make. So like, if you want to watch it, that's cool. If you don't, just leave, because like that's gonna make me make more things that'll help appeal to people. But like, yeah, I honestly just make stuff I want to make. I make things that I think people need to know. And yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one.